we have Kanaka Ananth, the director of Maniams Marketing Services Private Limited, with us. The career trajectory for every person differs. It differs based on their interest, their tastes, their educational background, the circumstances that they go through in order to traverse from one role to the other, the functionalities that they kind of get inclined towards. And today we have with us Kanaka Ananth, who apparently has worn more than one hat, completely in diverse functional areas, wearing different hats of being a mentor to teaching of faculty, to being a product designer, a design thinker herself, who's transitioned from a graduate to an employee in an organization towards being today a very well accomplished entrepreneur. Welcome, Kanaka. It's such an honor to actually host you today at the My Avatar series. Very, very hearty welcome to you. So, Kanaka, we would love to know your journey as to what led you into being an entrepreneur. I would love to have that as your opening note in the session today. Over to you, Kanaka.
Thank you, Sridevi. And I think I would like to specifically thank the Avatar team because, I mean, they have been an amazing support system. And I've been a student where I've learned from such amazing mentors there. And it's really nice coming back here and sharing my journey as a speaker. So I think somewhere, I think we all have this question within us about our identity. Once we are born and we go through a phase in life through your career, you always go through this identity, I won't say crisis, but identity questioning, where you want to actually give back something to the world, to the society, and you question what do you want people to remember you for. So somewhere being a creative person, and I just love working with children and having done my toy and design, I felt that, I wanted to give back to the society by them remembering me for the toys and games that I have designed. And so that is what brought this whole kind of a feeling within me to start a brand.
Awesome, awesome. So that's that inner calling of Kanaka that has brought her to where she is today. Kanaka, becoming a design thinker requires a lot of, role play, a lot of deeper thinking, actually empathizing with every single functionality that comes through various phases of becoming an entrepreneur. Now, even before we get on to that, can you tell us how was your early career? How was those phases? Where were you? What did you do? Something to inspire, a lot of women who would perhaps want to become entrepreneurs in their own way, or perhaps even want to contribute towards their own family business, irrespective of where they are today doing what. So some light into your early career days, and what were those very key learnings that you had, Kanaka?
Yeah, so I think one main thing that plays a role in our life is our upbringing, or the parents who support us as children. And so I was very lucky to have parents who actually encouraged me to actually develop my creativity. So I was somebody who was very good at drawing as a child, and my parents would encourage me and take me to competitions. And so that was I think a really moral booster for me as a child. Which not many parents do. They are focused more on the educational part of subjects, but they really encourage me and nurture me in that. And my family also believed in a system where we would discuss everything as a family. So that was a very important thing. So when we were building our house, and my father was having an architect coming in, we were involved as children with the architect to understand our requirements. That's when I was very fascinated by an architect, and seeing how he would take just basic geometric shapes like squares and rectangles and transform it into spaces like our homes or buildings and hospitals or anything like that. So that is when I realized that architecture is something I was very interested in taking up as a student. So I moved on to doing my architecture. And when I did architecture, I was very fascinated more than the building or the spaces, the relationship people have with these spaces, like how how we make these spaces into something that we call home, or even the small balcony, we transform it to a small garden space that we connect to. So user became a very important element, and design basically is about users, and so I decided to pursue my post graduation in industrial design with specialization in toy and game design. So that's how I went into design.
Great. I mean,
Yeah, so
you
after
really
doing design, I worked in the industry, and then went on to becoming a mentor, a professor, where I taught design to students. And then, now I've come down to the journey of being an
great. See, you rightly put it, right? It's in those grassroots level. What would perhaps inspire you? What would be that calling? That calling bell that kind of gets triggered. So, from looking at the architectural designs on a plan, on a paper plan, to actually going ahead and pursuing career or pursuing education to begin with in the architectural domain, and then taking it this far, comes with its own grit, and comes with its own hardcore inclination towards pursuing that passion of yours. There were so many other options, right? Kanaka, you can kind of say it. You could have done architecture and become an interior designer only, or a lot many things that today women are more focused into getting, and it's always about those regular roles that women kind of venture into. While you did your bit of being, with some of the big names in the industry when it comes to toy industry, and also you moved on to become a mentor and stuff. At what juncture did you feel the market that you have entered today into the toy market, wherein you have so beautifully mapped things in such a way that there is a lot of emphasis on the culture of your country, a lot of emphasis on the yesteryears, play items, and that's something that's a huge competition to the existing, toy range that is available. At what point did you feel that you had to venture into a toy market like this, Kanaka?
Yeah, actually, very nice question. So the thing is that when I worked in the industry, the risk-taking factor. So the industry was not ready to actually take up very creative ideas because they are investing their money. So they would always go to products that are selling, well somewhere and pick them up. So I always found that was happening in the loop, and that was something that triggered within me. And secondly, being a mentor and having worked with the students, we had to do a lot of craft documentation, and I found that we had this amazing artisans in India who have these amazing skills in terms of handmade, skills in terms of working with material, which I think is very unique to our country, which is not there anywhere globally. And sadly, when I used to go to these art fairs and craft exhibitions, the artisan was going on making the same kind of idols, or they were actually replicating a plastic toy in a wood. So there was no design intervention happening. So this is where I felt there's a huge gap in the artisan cluster and the industry itself to innovate, take that risk to do something different. And we have such a culture which has so much of roots. And sadly, I was seeing that there's so much westernization happening in terms of the products we are using in our daily lives by the children, that they are not actually culturally connected. So these three actually triggered me to actually join the dots and work towards development of toys.
Amazing, amazing. And the joining dots is where I think Maniams as a brand has definitely propelled to where it is today. So, in totality, they kind of incline creative thinking to be certain gender specific, right? Do you also feel that creative thinking is kind of gender specific when it comes to the kind of ventures that you have gone ahead and done, kind of products that you have brought into the market? So how do you think that creative thinking has been in this particular journey of yours? And if you feel that no, my team comprises of lot many people from diverse backgrounds, then how has it added to the flavors of products that you've brought out in Maniams?
Yeah, I think creativity is not gender specific at all, is what I believe, because it's about your experiences that actually builds your creative thinking, right? In the end, it's connected to, like I said, connecting to the dot. It's about connecting your neurons to bring out something. So I think it's something. Creativity is in the end like music or dance. You can't say that a male dance is better than a female, right? Everybody has their own identity. So creative thinking is not gender specific. And we have and I feel that a mixed background of people from different cultures, different cities really help in bringing a very innovative culture. And because you have these experiences that you connect to, that's why we always believe in bringing a teamwork where we have people from different diverse backgrounds working together to bring out more interesting products.
Amazing. As a women leader, right? What are those early challenges that you faced? I'm asking this specifically as a women leader, but as an entrepreneur, we all know there are multiple phases that we all need to kind of take on, multiple challenges, find solutions. Specifically as a women entrepreneur and a women leader who started Maniams from scratch, what were those key things, that perhaps came up as a challenge, and you really went around finding solutions for that, and started the entire venture? So could you please throw some light on that?
So I think somewhere I'm really lucky to have a really good support system. So that really helped, and having a student community who really was a support system, family. So I think that was an advantage. And I think now is that, like, still remember 20 years back, me and my brother had thought of starting a brand like this, and that time there was no technology. And it was so difficult to even sell a product because you had to have a sales guy going door to door trying to sell a new brand, and who would buy, who will open your door to a sales guy, right? So I think that way, as women entrepreneurs, we are at the right time now with so many companies, organizations who are really supporting women entrepreneurs in many levels, in terms of funding, in terms of government is giving a lot of schemes for women entrepreneurs, loans. So I think now people are really focused and trying as a country to bring a woman. And now there are rules that both should have women entrepreneurs. There should be somebody in the higher level. So I think those are all advantages which we can actually use to our benefit now at the current time. So I think I started at the right time now with so many support system around us.
Great. And what were the key lessons in the early stages of Maniams that you learned, which you feel can be beneficial for our audience and for those who are listening to this talk? What are those key lessons you kind of got when you started the entire venture?
Yeah, so some of the key things were like I believed in a lot of user research, market research before I developed my product. So I spent a lot of time understanding the market, understanding the kind of products required for the market, and I believed in the unboxing experience of a customer, taking like in terms of the packaging design that we developed, which has all become a USP. So I think somewhere we should spend, like sometimes we just jump into starting something, not really going deep. So I think spending that time to develop what you want to is very important, so that you have everything in place. The paperwork, like many a times people start and then realize I don't have my trademark registration, I have not done this. So getting all that done prior to starting, it really makes everything very smooth in terms of your business. Secondly, I think somewhere being very empathetic to the people who you work with. Like for me, my artisans are my, you can say, the backbone of a company. So like really making them feel positive about their work. I have a relationship of a brother and sister with my artisans. We have conversation about what's happening in their life and all that. So that really brings a very, people have to believe in you as a leader, that you are there for them at any point of time. And that's when they give your best. It's not only your artisan, but even I think the team with whom I work with, having a sense of a belief in them that they would do good work and not doing micromanagement. No, we tend to becoming an entrepreneur, since we are investing our money, we are very try to do micromanagement. I think somewhere we should believe in our team and doing what they are. And thirdly, I think somewhere as entrepreneurs we need to also share what we are doing with our family. Like I have found many entrepreneurs, they don't actually discuss what's happening in their life with their spouses or with their family. And then when something doesn't work out, they go through this whole depression phase. You have suicide cases because they didn't do well. So I have always believed in sharing whatever I'm doing with my family, so that they are there, that they know, okay, they this is going well, not going well. And so I think these are all things which really makes you grow bigger as we.
Awesome. Awesome. I mean, very, three very important, aspects like a tripod. One is getting your basics right, getting your paperwork right, then actually understanding, an empathetic understanding towards the people that you work with. And of course, making the best out of the support system that you have, your family, your extended family, your friends. It could be that entire network circle that you have. The second point that you mentioned about being empathetic and understanding the people that you work with. Artisans, again, you have them from various parts of the country. And how easy or difficult was it for you as a person to knock at the doors of those artisans and get their buy-in? Because today so many people, as you've said, right, they kind of want to venture into something new. They do something, they take it a few notches above, and then when they actually look at a hurdle there, instead of crossing the hurdle, they would have dropped the balls. And I'm sure the artisans also would have felt that heat from some of them who are not so serious. So when you went in with that intention to them, how did they reciprocate? Were there some barriers that you had to break? And if yes, how did you break that barrier? And what gave them that confidence in you, Kanaka?
See, I found like there are two sets of artisans in their trades. There is one who are not open to doing something new because they are scared. They want to remain within their comfort zone. But there is this new trend of artisan who are younger, who really want to explore, who want to do something new, challenge themselves. So I try to, though I spoke to many artisans and we created a complete network of artisans. So I started choosing the artisans who were more open to actually experimenting, because sometimes you will do it, it may fail, right? You have to be ready for it. If we tell them, okay, try something like this, they should be open to trying. So that is one kind of a trait that I look for when I work with my artisan, and that has really helped me because they are open, they are on a journey with you. Okay, ye nahi hua, this is not working, and I somewhere treat them in equal of me. So it's not that I am a designer, so I know better, because they know much better about the material, its property, in terms of working with it. They're working with it 24 hours. So I ask them for suggestion. What do you think? Can we do this way, which will be faster? So I think that kind of a level, because sometimes entrepreneurs treat them as, somebody below you. They are not educated, they are not literate, so they are the laborer. So I don't do that. I treat them in equal. So that really brings a sense of respect for them, and they really are there to support me in whatever work I do.
Really, really nice to listen to that aspect of it, wherein you treat your vendors as partners and almost as equals, instead of kind of looking at just that business give and take aspect of it. When it comes to getting your products to the market, see, Kanaka is there. You have a Kanaka set of artisans who work with her. You have your own set of people who are buying in your ideas, right? How did you get the market by your idea? You see, one very beautiful thing that you said was you focused on your clients' unboxing experience, right? So what led you to actually, zero in on that unboxing experience, and how did you get that buy-in from the market?
Yeah, so what I did was like I spent nearly a year studying the market. So I looked at Amazon reviews, what is the kind of feedback. So I found so many parents, when you buy a toy and it comes in your e-commerce and it's all, the box is all broken. So there's a sense of, you feel you want to give something lovely to your child and it's coming, in this way. So these and all these insights really helped me understand what are the core issues the parents are facing. Secondly, I was very conscious about the material I would choose. So, though many brands to make money, they actually use MDF as a material, which is really not safe for children. It has as a proof that it is cancerous, and they paint it, and nobody would know that it is actually not real wood. So, I was very conscious in the kind of material I use, which may have make my product little more costly, but I knew that I'm doing something which will keep the child safe. So these conscious decisions I took when I developed it. And I think somewhere once a customer has started buying it, there's a sense of, I think the beautiful part about toys are it is the customer journey is a longer journey. So a mother who buys my toy when the baby is 6 months, at least till the child is 8 years old, every year or every 2, 3 times they are going to buy my toy. So that's a beautiful. So I believed in this word of mouth which was happening, and once a customer bought, they would tell somebody, and that really brought a whole trigger for us. And mom influencers have become a very good people who have, and we believe in them picking up a toy which they feel will work for their child, and if they feel that it is really good, only we ask them to put a post, and that has helped build traction for us, and we have built a community around.
Awesome. Okay. So in this entire spectrum of the user experience that you have researched, gone through, sat through for a year, which is quite a bit of an investment when it comes to these markets. How important do you think, or how has networking benefited you, in this entire journey? Networking with artisans, you spoke about it. Now you spoke a little in bits and pieces about mom influencers being another major part of it. Of course, word of mouth, another way of networking. Now, how important is this aspect of networking, or how did you leverage on the powers of networking for you to be where you are today, Kanaka?
Yeah, I think one important thing we should learn is to be a learner always. I mean, if you believe I know everything, you can never actually grow. So I believe that I'm a student, that I always, even as a faculty, when I used to teach my students, I always felt that I am a student with them, going on a journey with them on their project. I'm learning through it. So that learning attitude and that curiousness, it really helped me. So I would actually join, like now I didn't know anything about digital marketing or Google and all that. So I joined the Avatar Google course. Recently, I got selected for Sounder Connect, which is again a networking of women entrepreneurs, where we were told about finance and funding, and how to. So I think this networking really helps us learn and put those learning into what we do. And when we actually network with other women entrepreneurs, or any male or woman, we learn from them, right? So like and we connect. Sometimes there's a connection between, like we recently had a conversation, and somebody was selling something, food items for babies or toddlers. So there was this networking, why can't we sell your toys in our portal? So these kind of network also brings a synergy between women entrepreneurs or anybody, that really helps us. And I think somewhere such networking also helps us in marketing our brand, right? So every time I take a training program for students, I know that the student is going to be a mother or father in another few years to come. So they will remember, oh, this was handled as his brand. So I think networking plays a major role in any entrepreneur's life.
Great. I mean, that's another key lesson for anybody who want to have a lot more coexisting kind of a social life. So business or otherwise, I think it's very, very important. So thank you for that very, very important insight. I somewhere date my question a little backwards. When you are an employee, you have certain things to deliver. You know for sure at the end of the month or early at the early the following month, you have a X amount as your salary coming into your account. There's a lot of comfort built around it. There are commitments that you based on all those things. First of all, as a woman who had an accomplished career, right? That shift from being an employee to an entrepreneur would have come with certain uncertainties for sure, right? Uh, Two parts to this question. First thing is, how did you, first of all, how did you anticipate a few uncertainties to come in through? And how did you sail through that? One is, yes, the support system that you already spoke about, but as a person, as Kanaka, what was that evolution that happened from within when you took that informed decision from being an employee to an entrepreneur? So basically, from a salary receiver, you became a salary giver. You became, you became a feeder to so many other artisan families. Eventually. So can you please talk about that? Exact cusp wherein an employee to an entrepreneur, which happened. Over to you, Kanaka, to take that on.
So I think somewhere as you move on in life, right, that it becomes you feel that you're stagnant, right? Your growth point has become stagnant. What you're doing has become stagnant, and you want to pivot to the next level to actually grow as a person. So I think that was what made me actually start this, because I somewhere felt that I need to learn more, and now I feel that after I did this, I've become a even more grown individual in terms of my learning, and I've become a better mentor or a faculty. Now, when I take courses for students, I'm able to bring in real life examples about what I'm doing, my work, and all that. So I think we all need to take that pivot. Somewhere life is too short, is what I've realized, and it's so unpredictable that we always wait that okay, I'll do it later, I'll do it later. But we really don't know what's going to happen, and you just have this one life. So what you want to do, you should do it. So that is what I feel. That is what created that pivot in me, is what I would like to say.
Great. I mean, being that constant learner that you are, Kanaka, I think that has given you that, that projectile towards being into the entrepreneurial journey. I know, as two almost final questions that I have for you, can you explain to us, narrate to us, one greatest learning that you had, perhaps as a case, or wherein you thought those ideas might actually get you a win, but it turned out to be more a lesson rather than a win. So can you throw light on something like that? One. And post that, if you can also tell us one amazing aha moment that you and your entire set of people supporting you, either as vendors or as your support people in your organization or your influencers, what has been that one aha moment? So both a lesson and a success, if you can please narrate to us. I'm sure it's going to inspire us.
We all believe as designers something will work, and that every product is our baby. We fall in love with it, and we hope that the customer loves it too. And user testing also it. But then somewhere I feel that in India as a market, pricing becomes a very important. Like we are all, Indians, we are very price conscious. So sometimes that affects our what we anticipate and the sales of the product. We anticipate it will sell well, but the costing kind of determines it. So that is one lesson I've learned, and I've now become more conscious about when I design. Though I want to give the best, but how do I package it so that I still give the best, but within the budget what Indian consumer would be. So that is one. Second, I think the aha moment was the first product we designed itself won the Toyketan award in India. And I think that was a big morale booster that, okay, wow, what we have done, the first one itself is, got that. So I think these were two memorable things in my life.
Awesome. I mean, at every point in time, the one statement that is coming out very evidently from you, Kanaka, is be a lifelong learner, take up every lesson, keep implementing stage after stage, so that you always head towards inching closer towards that success, inching closer towards achieving those milestones and goals that you would have set. So your final thoughts as a women leader, as an entrepreneur, as an accomplished design thinker, as an accomplished product specialist. Some tips for our budding entrepreneurs, or those who want to venture into entrepreneurship, or even those who have great ideas but kind of struggling to kind of sail through that particular this too shall pass kind of a phase. So your closing remarks on those things, I'm sure, will be a greater morale booster for all of our viewers.
Yeah, I think one is picking up something that you're very passionate about, because it's a very long journey. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes a few years of your life. You're investing in it. So pick a theme or whatever you're doing, your business, in something that you're passionate about, so that you have that drive. Many people just pick it up because, okay, in the market there's a void, I want to do it, but they don't have any interest in that area. Just for the money you do it, but this is a long game, so you need to pick up something that you are passionate, that you would drive you to take forward. That is one main thing. Secondly, I think design thinking has really helped me. So I think always involve a design team in what you do, because it really makes you understand user point of view. It's a very user-centric approach. It's a systems approach where we look at the holistic picture about. So when I design my packaging, I looked at how much waste is happening in packaging in the industry. How do I reduce my waste when I design my product, so that my product is sustainable? So there's so much of thought that a designer puts in. So always involve a design team in terms of your brand building, in terms of the product you develop. And these are very two crucial things. And thirdly is that support system. I mean, I think if you don't, you need to have that kind of support system in terms of even picking up co-founders. Many startups fail because of differences that you have within your team, because there's no proper understanding between the people. There's ego clashes, and many startups within the second year, third year, they just because of this relationship problem, because you're like a family walking that journey. So I think picking your right team where you have really good team dynamics is very important. So these are three things I think is crucial in an entrepreneur's starting.
Awesome. I think these definitely leave our viewers with a lot more light on the practically implementable aspects of an entrepreneur journey. And I'm sure we can even replicate this for non-entrepreneurs as well, as an employee, or as working as a team member. Every aspect of it has, you become an entrepreneur and implement each of those things that you specifically mentioned now. Thank you so much, Kanaka, for being with us today, sharing your story, imparting those crucial, pebbles, which will now start getting converted into more precious stones and gems, for all our viewers to implement in their journeys of both entrepreneurship and professional journey. On this note,
thank you, Shri. I think somewhere your questions also help me dwell in.
Thanks you for your time.
Deeper. So thank you for this amazing questions that you asked.
Anytime, Kanaka, and we wish you, Kanaka, your team, and the entire Maniams an amazing success in years to come. And I'm sure, we are going to see you on headlines of various magazines and newspapers, winning accolades after accolades. Thank you again, and best wishes.
Thank you.
Thank you.